कैसे करना है इसका कोई यूजर मैनुअल नहीं भेजा. Even a small simple thing like a Maggie comes with instruction step 1 to 3. However, such a complicated thing, such a supercomputer which has created AI, there is no user manual available for this. We learn from parents, from schooling system, college system, society. However, all these are also flawed systems because nobody taught them. It is not their fault, but nobody taught them how to deal with this, how to develop coping mechanisms, how to speak nicely to yourself. Typically what happens is it's a harsh inner dialogue that we have, right? So that's why NLP can prove as a tool to you. With if you learn NLP, you yourself will be able to program your own mind. What more did we learn yesterday? I'll give you a hint. Remember anything about states? If you do, please type in the chat box and let me know. What do you remember about state? It is DDG filter. Deletion, distortion, generalization. But good attempt. Deletion, distortion, generalization. Critique, yes. Thank you. Thank you for participating. So in terms of states, what happens is that we are getting inputs from outside environment. So we are calling it event one. It doesn't directly get stored in your mind. It goes through a filter called as DDG, deletion, distortion, generalization. And then what is formed, the image form inside of us is what we are calling as event two on a just as a technical name. And in simple parlance, we call it perception, which means my personal reception of what is happening outside. And my perception is creating my state, which either can be resourceful or unresourceful. And if I'm constantly in unresourceful states, which we typically call negative states, then what is going to happen? My life results will be negative. Then we have elevated cortisol levels, then we have anxiety, stress, depression, all these things, because what we can change is E2 so that the state can change. What is the other way to change the state? Anybody remembers? We did a fantastic technique yesterday. You gave such a positive feedback about it. Anybody remembers what that technique was?
As if.
Perfect. It's called perfect. As if technique. As if मतलब जैसे कि अगर आपको कॉन्फिडेंस की स्टेट चाहिए, अगर आप अभी अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट फील कर रहे हो, एंग्शियस फील कर रहे हो, मे बी वाइल गोइंग फॉर अ क्लाइंट कॉल और गोइंग फॉर अ पब्लिक स्पीकिंग और एनीथिंग लाइक दैट, और एग्जाम्स फॉर योर किड्स ऑल्सो, if we are able to remember and associate our mind with a state of confidence that we have previously achieved sometime, then we can easily change the state within hardly 5-7 minutes. Isn't it fantastic? And we are not faking here, we are not doing anything. We are actually using our physiology and psychology on a scientific, this is all researched and scientific basis, so that we can get into a positive state of mind or a confident state of mind. So state was what we saw last, and now we will go forward. Everybody ready? Those who are ready, type ready in the chat box. Only those who are ready, I'll be teaching them, because otherwise who are not ready, then why should I teach them? Ready, 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 ready. Okay. Oh, it seems everybody's ready. Oh my God. Oh my God. Money, listening to money, then everybody's ready. Great, great, great. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your participation. Let us begin. I'll share my screen. I hope you're able to see this. Right? All good? You're able to see my screen? Fantastic. So if you see, friends, there's this organization called Gallups. It's an American organization, and it does scientific studies across the world on various aspects of life. So they did a study about people across who are earning members, and what they realized, this is more like overall thing that they realized is that about 20% of the people in the world are broke. What is the meaning of broke is that, for example, they have 100 rupees of expense, and constantly average level of 100 rupees of expense per month, and average, let's say they are earning only 70 rupees per month, which means there's a negative of 30 rupees, and that is continuing for months together and years together. So these people are always broke. They'll be borrowing, they'll be doing all sorts of things. So these people are mostly always broke. 60% of the people are usually struggling in life. Struggling means what? Their expenses are 100, their income is just about maybe just below 100, above 100, sometimes 100, sometimes they get some windfall, sometimes they get a bonus, but then usually it is just around 100. So they're always struggling, they're always under tension and pressure. Not a good way to live a life, right? Sometime there can be a phase in somebody's life that is understandable due to some catastrophic event or something. However, if that is the majority of the life, then of course such kind of people, it is but natural to have anxiety, depression and all these issues. It is but natural to have. 15% people are comfortable, which means what? Let's say again 100 rupees is their monthly expense, they are earning, let's say 120, 130, 140. So they are able to save some money, they're able to pay their bills properly. Sometimes there is a dip, sometimes there is a high, but usually speaking they are okay. There's no tension or there's no pressure about earning, right? 4% people are rich. 4% people are absolutely there. They're having a fantastic time, a gala time of their lives. Generally speaking, rich, if you were to quantify it, rich means 10 million US dollars and above. So that is about 85 CR and above. So there are about 4% of the people is what this analysis and research says. And 1% people are wealthy. They don't even care about money, they don't even care about all these things. They're thinking about very big things, they're visionaries, they're thinking about impact, they're thinking about creating big something, big projects, big companies. So I believe I think the statistics are right that Jeff Bezos recently had a divorce. Recently means probably a year back or so, and I think he's worth what, some billion, and he lost half his wealth to his ex-wife, and he just shrugged his shoulders and moved on. Some billions, can you imagine? So why does that happen? Because Jeff Bezos is not worried about money. Where will he pay his next month's bill? Whether he'll be able to pay his bills for his school fees and all? Where will he invest from? Because there's a machinery that is running, that is making him money. He's thinking about global impact. He's thinking about big things. Bill Gates, all these people, they're thinking about eradicating cancer and removing this and that disease. So many things they're doing. So they're basically thinking about impact. They're not thinking about earning per se. Now type in the chat box and let me know, where would you consider yourself to be? Which category? And there's nothing wrong. See, I'll say, okay, if I did not give you this example, yeah, if I did not give you this example, let me give you this example right now so that you don't feel shy or you don't feel embarrassed to do this. In any GPS, you all have used GPS or Google Maps usually that we use. The importance that is there for the destination, the same importance is there for the location that you're starting off from. Otherwise, the map, there cannot be any map if you just give the destination or not the current location. So even if your current scenario might be scary, current state might be scary. However, if you want to reach to your desired destination, then we have to be able to draw a map. So awareness of current state is extremely important. So there is nothing to be embarrassed about. It's okay. Struggling, comfortable, 60%, 60%, struggling to wealthy. Do you understand? And there's one more that, are you able to see? See, is it so that none of you are working hard? Of course, you are working hard. You're working hard to maybe your spouse is also working hard to earn for your family, earn for the kids, earn for the future. All these things you're doing. However, still somewhere there is something that is pulling us back. Let us see what that is. There are worlds actually that we are living in. Though we feel that we are in this world, physical world. However, what we don't realize is that this is the conscious world that we are talking about. Because typically our mind is able to fathom that if I can touch this, if I can touch the laptop, which means it is real. What we are able to touch, what we are able to see, what you are able to maybe feel, if we sit on a sofa, we say, yes, sofa is real. However, there is a huge unconscious world here, which is actually playing the game. The game is actually happening here, not really in the outside world. Outside, what we see is the manifestation. Like yesterday, I was telling you, somebody also wrote it in the chat saying that input, processing, output, and what is the first order output that you get is your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, your dreams, your instincts. actions, behavior, all these things. And a second level order, a second level or second order output is the actual life result that we see. So we just see the life results and try to blame, saying that no, yaar, it's not in my naseeb, it's not in my हाथों की रेखा, भगवान मेरे से नाराज है, वो गृह तारे मेरे साथ गेम खेल रहे हैं. जी नहीं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. All everything that is happening is here, and unless we get this right, whatever is happening outside will never come out right in a consistent basis. Temporarily, some solution, something may work. However, this is what is controlling it. So meta conscious world, meta means beyond. So beyond conscious, what we have, which we call as the subconscious, that is where all this game is happening. So I always say that subconscious is a place where magic can happen. However, typically in our lives, does it actually happen? Broadly, the answer is no. यहाँ पे सब जो खिचड़ी बन चुकी है, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ऑल दिस, व्हाई डू वी रिक्वायर ऑल दीज टूल्स फॉर रीप्रोग्रामिंग, इज बिकॉज यहाँ पे सब गड़बड़ हो चुकी है. देयर इज अ क्रॉस कनेक्शन. Suppose I have got a switch for AC and a heater, and I'm feeling very cold, and I press the button for heater, but because of the cross connection, the AC gets switched on. What will happen? I'll feel even colder, right? So even if I blame God, or even if I blame the AC or electricity board or Nasib or whatever, it is not going to change. The cross connections that have happened, I need to get it right. Same thing is what we are talking here. What you identify with controls you. What you identify with controls you. I'm going to explain this in more in detail. However, let us first understand what is the meaning of this. Your money identity controls the flow of money in your life. It is not luck, it is not God, it is not Nasib, it is not Rekhai, it is not Griyatare, nothing. Your money identity is controlling your flow of money in your life. So I'll give you a practical example apart from money. See, yesterday I told you that I showed you some statistics. I believe it is 86% or something people who make New Year resolutions to go to a gym or start yoga or something do not end up going after second or third week of January. Why does it happen? Is it so that the money falls from the sky for them, or is it so that the money grows on trees for them? No, they have also worked hard towards it. They really want to go. But why it is not happening is because of one and only one factor, which is their identity. Because, see, we have identity means self image. Now, if I have the self image of a fat person and I try to diet or I try to go to the gym, see, the mind is flexible. So, mind will allow it for a few days. Then, what will happen is that the mind will start realizing, oh my God, my identity is that I am a fat person. Now, this guy is getting into fitness. Not allowed. So what it will do, I step out of the gym, suddenly I'll see a poster where a beautiful burger is shown, a juicy burger is shown. The poster has been there for 3 months. But I started seeing that because, like I told you yesterday, your eyes see what your mind wants to see. What does your mind want to see? That my identity is that being of a fat person. So how can this guy do all these activities to get fit? So it will again pull you back in some form or fashion so that it matches with your identity. The same way, if your money identity is that, for example, let's say you say that rich people are evil, and your image in your mind is that I am a good person. Will you ever get loads of money? Because when you try to earn loads of money, what is your mind saying? No, 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 no. Rich people are evil. I am not a evil person, so I cannot be rich. Are you getting this? If you have understood this concept, this is a very critical concept. If you have understood, type same page. It means our life result is a result of our self-image. That is one of the primary factors. Yes. Same page. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Moving on. Now, I hope you're carrying a pen and paper. I did not create a slide on purpose because I wanted you to write it down. Now, there are three things that are actually controlling your, identity we established now. Now you understood that identity is main thing. Apart from that, let's break it down. There are three things that are actually controlling things. We are attached to our cybernetics of our self-image. Yes. First one is Biochemicals. Write down this word, biochemicals. I'm going to explain to you what is the meaning of that. Biochemicals or biochemistry. See, I believe you would all agree with me that we as a person, or we as this body, mind, whatever, we are a combination of chemistry, biology, and physics, right? All these, when we say that hormones, you have heard the word hormones. What is hormone? It is a chemical. We have so many chemicals that are secreted by the brain whenever brain wants to do something or stop us from doing something. So all our biology is made up of chemistry. These biochemicals, what are these biochemicals? These are what we typically call as hormones. And there are 3 or 4 positive hormones that we usually know. And there are 2 which are used for some other purpose, which what they are, I'm going to explain to you in brief because this is not a session or we have limited time here again. So I'm going to tell you about one hormone or one chemical called as dopamine. Write this name, write this word, dopamine. Now, dopamine is typically understood as a motivational hormone. So we say that whenever we are motivated, we dopamine is released, or the other way around, dopamine is released, we feel motivated. So it is this is like the common understanding. There's a slight nuance here. Dopamine is basically, it's a what you're anticipating. It's an anticipation chemical rather than just a motivation chemical, which means what? Suppose I'm going to a client and I have done as if technique, I have prepared my material, I have prepared my pitch, everything, and I have this huge anticipation that because of so and so, so and so, so and so factors, I'm going to crack this deal. That anticipation of getting that deal, getting that money, maybe getting that recognition, rewards and recognition, whatever, is actually creating that motivation inside of you, and not really that actual check by itself. So in general sense, it is okay to assume that it is a motivation chemical. So dopamine, I have told you about one. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm going to rather ask you and then actually explain this to you. Regarding money, there are only 4 behaviors possible. Can you tell me what are those 4 behaviors about money? You all do that. You just, if you little rack your brain a little bit, you will be able to tell me. What are the 4 possibilities with money? What can we do with money? 4 possibilities. No? Unwanted spend, investment, buy, save, no money, some money, invest, spend, save, invest. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You got it right. So there are only 4 behaviors possible. One is to earn or receive rather. Why receive? I'll tell you. So receive is one, spend is another, save is one, and invest is another. So I am going to tell you how this association that is created in the brain with dopamine, how it changes the behavior. Now, for example, I saw in my childhood that there was a lot of problem with money. So my parents didn't have money, and there was a cribbing and cringing all around money. So in my childhood, when I didn't have exposure to the world, I didn't have so much of logic, I didn't understand what the parents are actually going through. What suddenly I do is I see my friend who comes from a pretty upper middle class or a rich background, and what I see is that guy is spending like crazy, and he's having fun of his life, having a time of his life. So what association is happening with me is that spending equals fun, spending equals having a good life. Are you getting it? So when I get into my adulthood and I start facing pressures of life, maybe there's a layoff or maybe anything, any problems in life, or there is a conflict in my relationship, what is my mind remembering? In the childhood, my friend spent money to feel nice. So keep on spending, keep on spending, keep on spending. Technical terms, this is called as anchoring. In NLP, it is called anchoring. So we can create positive anchors and we can decreate negative anchors also. However, for understanding right now for this masterclass, if my dopamine gets attached to spending, I'll become a big spender. So however much I earn, the money will never stay with me. Because whatever pressure of life I feel, what will I say? What will my mind say? Spend to get a feeling of niceness, to get a feeling of happiness, to feel joy, right? Now let's say take a converse example. I told you there are 2 chemicals which are exact opposite of this. Let's say cortisol. What is cortisol and what is the use of cortisol? Cortisol basically is a hormone which, in case you are in a threatened position, in case there is threat outside, so it'll create a F3 mode. F3 mode means first is fight. If I can overpower that whatever threat, then I can get into a fight mode. If I cannot overpower, I have to run away. That is called the flight mode. I take off from there. That is called the flight mode. And if my neurology doesn't understand anything, what happens is called as the freeze mode. I'm not able to decide anything. I'm just stuck. It's jammed. So that is the F3 mode. So the role of cortisol is that in case a threat is perceived, I have to either fight it or take a flight. Now, if cortisol gets attached to my spending, the gravity in this person's pocket will be bigger than Jupiter. The money will just not come out. That person will just keep on earning, earning. It will never leave his pocket. That person might be even afraid to invest because of some wrong association that has happened in his mind. Are you able to understand? If yes, type understood. Understood. Thank you. So apart from the identity, one of the factors that I told you which also controls your money behavior is biochemicals. So we have to set this right. Otherwise, you'll see that some people are very spendthrift. They keep on spending. Other people are stingy. They'll just keep on holding the money. Some people are into earning because they saw scarcity and poverty in their childhood. They just want to earn. They become so selfish. They don't care about anybody else. They don't care about delivering value. They don't care about their own family. They just want to earn. Because of wrong association. Some people are scared to invest. I was a part of that because I made a lot of wrong choices, or maybe I met people who were who did not use my who did not invest my money wisely, or I lost a lot of money. I would say for almost 9 to 10 years of my life, I was in a freeze mode about investing because I was scared that the next person who is guiding me, even if that person has no interest per se in that deal, but still that person might misguide me or he might make a mistake and I'll end up losing money. 9 to 10 years of my life, I was in a freeze mode about investing. Can you imagine? Because a wrong association was created and there was nobody. This I'm telling you a long back story, 2010. So there was nobody to help me understand all this and get me to come out. So I used to take money and not even make an FD. I used to just keep it in the saving account for most part because I thought, who knows if I put it in FB and the bank also goes down, then. And those who of you are, let's say, 40 or around that, you have seen the era of peerless and non-banking financial institutions giving 30, 35, 37, 38% interest rate, and one fine day the government put an axe on them and everything was gone. People lost lakhs of rupees, their life savings. So that also I have seen in my childhood. So somewhere that is all a part of the psyche. That was a part of the psyche because of which I was in a freeze mode. Investment equal to risk, even the simplest of the investment. Because FD with NBFCs has gone bad. A lot of people have lost money. If you are from Maharashtra, if you know a group called DSK, DS Kulkarni Group, or these type of Fadnis infrastructure, so many people, actually, including myself, lost money in that because the company went bankrupt or whatever happened, and we are still not receiving our money. So all these things happen because of some issue that we face with the psyche. Understood till here? Let us move forward. So, what is your financial self image? Is it positive for you, or is it you're afraid, you're in the freeze mode, or you're in the hyper mode, you're in the hyper earning mode, you're in the hyper saving mode, hyper spending mode? Which mode are you? What is your financial image? You can, if you are comfortable, you can type in the chat box and let me know. Like I said, we are all here to learn, so there is nothing to worry about. Freeze mode, spend mode, higher spending. Now you see, now I'm telling you the reason why this happens. Thank you for sharing. Spending. See, the problem is not spending. Problem is compulsive spending because of wrong association. What we do is there's a gap inside of us in here, and we're trying to fill that gap with spending. or binge eating or binge drinking or binge watching or binge anything. That is where the problem is. Problem is not having fun with your friends or family or party or anything. Accumulation mode, invest mode, how to understand about our own self-image, about money, higher spending, invest mode. Yes. So how to understand means what your life results are saying. You know your life better, right? Who's asked this? Rakesh ji. So you know what you're doing in your life. Are you hoarding money? Are you just keeping it? Or are you just after earning without even taking care of your health or taking care of your family? You know your life, right? So you need not tell me if you don't want to, but you know it. So higher earning mode, save, misery on spending. At times when I buy things, I think I bought a costly item. So you're going from misery to guilt. So you don't want to spend, you hoard, and then one fine day you suddenly spend and then you feel guilty. Oh my God, what did I do? Did I buy this costly? What will happen now? God will punish me. I had spending. So I had a one-to-one coaching client who was actually a very brilliant by his brains, but then he faced some issues, so he went downhill. Then he left engineering and then he went into law, and he's a practicing lawyer at Supreme Court of India. And you know what belief he's holding on to? He's holding on to this, that if I spend my own hard-earned money, God is going to punish me. Extremely intelligent person who loves physics and has a very clear logic in everything. He is holding on to this, that if I spend my own money, God is going to punish me. Tell me, if you don't earn adequate, maybe what you spend was logical and necessary. Yeah. Great. So now you understand the first one, that is wrong biochemical association. What is the second that is stopping you? That is wrong or limiting beliefs. Wrong beliefs or limiting beliefs. Please write it down. Wrong beliefs or limiting beliefs. Now, I just give you an example of this guy who is a brilliant guy, very intelligent. But then what is happening? He's got this wrong belief, wrong association in his mind, that if I spend my own hard earned money, God is going to punish me. Because maybe his parents taught him that, or he learned it from his culture or from religion, or I don't know where. See, the good part about NLP is that we don't get into where you learned it from. We can just, like yesterday, if you saw, I just change your state in 5 7 minutes. Same way, without even knowing your negative memory or anything, we can straight away change your memory, delete your memory, or disempower it. That is the one of the best part about NLP. So your secrets stay safe with you, yet we can change the result. That's the best part. Second point is that is holding you back is your wrong beliefs or negative beliefs, limiting beliefs. So, like I already gave you an example, if I have this belief that rich people are evil and I want to become rich, so the equation is not matching, right? Are all rich people evil? Ratan Tata is evil? Narayan Murthy is evil? So many people who are doing philanthropic activities, are they all evil? Exactly. Sri Ravi Shankar Guruji has so many schools, so many ashrams he's doing across the world. He's teaching art of living. They have loads of money. The ashram has, as in that institution, has loads of money. Does it mean he's a evil person? So the point is, we tend to generalize. Rich people are evil, which means what? Generalization. We saw DDG yesterday. So it need not be true. Yes, some rich people are evil, but some poor people are also evil. Those who rob and kill for money, are they good people? Even if they are poor, just because they are poor, are they good people? No, they are not good people. They are killing somebody. I understand they are at survival level, but does it mean that you have the right to transgress somebody's person or property? Does it give you the right to kill somebody? Does it give you the right to rob somebody? So being good has nothing to do with rich or poor, and being evil has nothing to do with rich or poor. These are just again some stories we have created for ourselves, knowingly or unknowingly. It's not that one day we sat and wrote down this belief and now this is belief is become a part of us. No. In the journey of life, it is wrongly acquired by us. Can it be changed? Absolutely. Again, write this word, though it is not a part of this list, but just for your understanding. Brain has something called as neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity. What does it mean? The brain is continuously evolving, continuously changing. It is not something fixed. Mind is not something fixed. So that's why you're able to reprogram it. If it were something fixed, I can't change it. I can't reprogram it. Like I have this glass. So this glass is made into whatever it is. Now, if I push it here, is the glass going to change? No. I'll have to break it, or it will go through a heat process or something. Then it will be a different glass. It will not be the same glass. However, in the case of our mind, that is not the case, and that is a very good part. We need to be thankful to the Almighty, that Almighty has given us not only a neuroplastic mind, but has given us the power to reprogram it. And human beings, out of all the animal kingdom, is the only species who can actually do it. No other species has this power. And that's why it is said, you might have heard this saying, that we are actually the creator. Actually, the technically correct thing is, we are the co-creator of our destiny. We are the co-creator of our destiny, because God has given us the power to change this. No other species can do it. A dog will behave in the way the dog behaves. A lion will behave in the way the lion behaves. A plant will actually be the same all its life. We are not that. We can improve. We can change for the better. So many millions of people across the world have done it. I have done it. So can you. None of us are a statistical anomaly, because typically what happens is, we tend to feel that my problems are very unique. Sir, you don't know. My problems are very unique. Something very different. Something very big. I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you. It is not the case. Everybody has problems, everybody has challenges, and we hardly a fraction of the problems are very unique. Otherwise, all our problems are almost the same. Situation might be different, the people involved might be different. However, what we are going through, the emotions, these are all the same that we go through. It is not that my problem is bigger than yours or better than yours. Those who are into victim mentality, they prefer to compare problems. Oh, your problem? Nothing, man. Look at my problem. But these are all, that's another, we'll go off the track if I start discussing that. So we'll stick to money right now. So I told you two things. One is your biochemistry. If wrong associations have happened, those wrong, if we need to get aware and we can change those associations. Second thing is, if you have held on to a wrong belief or a limiting beliefs, we can change that too, so that unnecessarily we ourselves are creating a hindrance for ourselves in our own growth, in achievement of our target. So that we can definitely change. And the third thing is skill set. That I need not tell you much about, because the entire world, right from our parents to school to college to everybody, is teaching us about skill set. Now, if you are into insurance, mutual funds, whatever you are into, financial products, financial solution, so you already have the skill set, you already have the knowledge. So there is nothing that I need to tell you about knowledge. The entire world has been telling us right from childhood that get knowledge, get skills, get skills, get skills. That's what I was telling you yesterday, that the entire focus and training is all about skill set, while skill set is only 20%. The first two make up for the 80%. Mindset is 80%, skill set is 20%. And like Sachin added yesterday, next comes the tool set, which my Finergy has actually made it available for you, or this technology, Google, WhatsApp, this, that we use. These are all tool sets, but these are external. What is internal to us is mindset and skill set. If you're on the same page, type same page. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Guys, I hope you're enjoying the session as much as yesterday, because yesterday we had a lot of fun. So you need not sit
Yes,
with
sir.
such a
Yes.
serious face. I'm not some professor or lecturer from the college that you need to keep pin drop silence and sit it with a serious face like this. Nothing like that. Should we move to the next topic? Chalo, let's move. I'll share my presentation. Okay.
Sir, can you show the previous slide also, sir?
Sure, sure, sure. This one? Which previous do you want?
Earlier one. Yeah. No, not this. And just before this topic you showed, right? I've seen that.
Just your financial.
This one?
No, sir. 1 second.
Which topic is it related to? Is it about money or is it about what?
Test your financial self.
Yeah, test your financial image.
Okay, but there is nothing much. That was this is that one.
Yeah, yeah.
There is nothing much
Yeah.
mentioned. It is just that we are taking an assessment because you know yourself better, you know your life better, and what are
Mm.
your life results. From that, you can decipher what is your current image. Like all,
Yeah.
a lot of you gave that we are hoarding money, or we are spending too much, or we are just after earning money. So that is your current self-image. Can we change it? Definitely. Because if
Yeah.
it is out of proportion, just imagine if you have the car has four wheels, and if let's say the right wheel, some one or two wheels are just out of proportion, the other wheel is three wheels are 16 inches and one is 36 inches. How will the car look? It will be lopsided, right?
True.
So the same thing happens with us if it is out of, it is extremely blown out of proportion. Cool. Should we move forward?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Great. Thank you. Now, one of the most important topics, and all this is related to your growth, your earning, your business, right? So it's not that I'm just taking so many topics from NLP. There are NLP is a huge subject. I'm just taking the topics that will help you really create an impact for you. So let me explain this to you, and then we'll again come back to the slide. So there are NLP recognizes four personalities, right? One is called the visual. So let me explain each of you, and I'll dwell more on the AD personality type, and I'll tell you also why. Now, typically visual, what is the meaning of visual? Visual is eyes. Now, these type of people are usually very visual oriented. So, as an example, let's say a salesperson comes to them for whichever field salesperson, they'll immediately look at his appearance. Is it in the color combination is right? Is the color suiting his skin tone? What is the appearance? What is the grooming like? All these things they will majorly look at, and they'll create it. The decision would already be done subconsciously, and the judgment would already be done subconsciously by just looking at that person. So maybe if this person doesn't like that salesperson's attire or grooming or anything, already this person has decided that I don't want to buy. What it is, unless it is extremely beneficial or something, it's a different story, but generally speaking, this person has already decided. He may consciously still decide to overrule it, that's a different story, but
इसको ये clear
subconsciously
कर
is
दो.
all. Somebody said something.
इसको रगड़ कर.
Subconsciously, this person has already decided. Now, how do you come to know of a visual person? The typical words that you will see in the conversation with visual person are देखो जी, देखिए, दिखाइए, come, I'll show you. They may actually make you listen to a song, but they'll say that come, I'll show you. So it's all about visual. All the mediums in social media, which are visual oriented, are primarily made for these people. They like to watch, they like to see, and then decide. A visual person will typically read a book, right? Once you understand other three, then you'll this will actually fall into place for you in a better fashion. What is the auditory person? Listening. So this person will not care how the salesperson is dressed. What this person will say is that कैसे बात कर रहा है मैं देखूंगा. I'll check how this person is explaining it to me, or the way he's speaking, and I'll make a decision based on that. So hearing is very important for these people. So these people, again, from a social media perspective, all the auditory tools, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon Prime Music, all these are created for these people. Rather than reading a book, they'll prefer to listen to a podcast or go through a audio book, ebook, those type of things. So that is the auditory person. What are the words? How can you make out? They'll say, "Suneo, sunio, sunte ho, sunio ji," right? These type of words you will hear with auditory kind of person, coming from a auditory kind of person. And I'll also tell you why I'm telling you all this, because it is important in sales as well. Now, what is the third type of personality? Third type of personality is called as kinesthetic. And like I already told you yesterday, kinesthesia in NLP means touch or feeling. So in this case, it is a feeling. So how this person will make a decision is based on vibe. So have you heard this, that people say that, "नहीं यार, Vibe nahi aaya. Maza nahi aaya. Now, how do you explain a vibe? Physical, you can still explain. If you don't like somebody saying something, you can still explain. How do you explain a vibe? It's very difficult to explain. So these people typically are very feeling oriented, gut feel, instinct, vibe. This person will say, I went into the room and there was a tense atmosphere. The vibe was not right. Or they'll take some decision saying, wow, I got the vibe, I bought. Right? So this is a different type of personality. Now, which type of careers are good for such type of people? Typically, people like me, coaching, crystal healing, energy healing, Reiki, because we are all feeler oriented. We feel energy. Healer type of careers are usually good for such type of people. If I were to tell you my example, from birth by genetics, I am a um, feeler type of personality. So I have a Seltos top end diesel variant. And how did I buy that car in that price range, 25 lakh price range? There are a lot of variants available, a lot of cars available. Why did I go for that? Because I loved the feel. So moment I saw set my eyes on Seltos, mentally the decision was done. I checked out 20 other cars, but my decision was done. I'm going to buy Seltos. Right? So you understand how this happens and why this is going to help you in your sales is because why this is going to help you is because when you go to a customer, you'll be able, if you're aware of all these things, you can um, modify or you can actually tailor make your pitch accordingly. Are you getting it? So suppose I'll just give you an example. Suppose your client is a visual client and you keep on speaking. This guy is already mentally switched off. So for that person, if you're aware of this, maybe you have to create presentations, graphs, charts, this, that. So then that person will be interested. Oh, wow, so many charts, so many colors, so many this, so many that. Then that person would mentally be ready to buy with you. If it's a feeler, if it's a feeler kind of personality, then you have to touch base on the emotional aspects, how it would help him or his family or factory or whatever type of insurance you are selling. Understood till here, same page? सिद्धार्थ सर या 2 दिवसाचे सिनॉप्सिस मिळेल का? खूप छान होईल. मी काल फक्त अर्धा तास वेबिनारमध्ये होतो. घरी गेस्ट आले होते. सो शेषागिरीजी, यू कॅन चेक विथ दी ऑर्गनायझर, दे विल गिव्ह यू द रेकॉर्डिंग. हाऊ टू आयडेंटिफाय द इंडिव्हिज्युअल.
Basically, visual would be someone who like the presentations.
Yes.
Audio, particularly would be someone who like to listen or get explained the things, right?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay, and the one who feels the vibe. Third one.
Feel the vibe. So, when you visit someone, how will you find out what kind of person he is in a few moments? So that's why now you're asking the practical question, which is correct. And though Mahesh ji already explained in a bit, I'll tell you now how to do it. First, either if you have an option of you have already had a small chat or a Zoom call or anything with him, 5-10 minutes call, then you can try to make out. It may also be difficult at times. Sometimes you may come to know, sometimes it could be difficult. So, what is the best part? Best way to do it is to actually get all the elements inside your presentation. Now I'll connect it to my presentation. If you see, why did I make you practice the technique yesterday? Is because feelers want some technique. Feelers want to go through an experience. If I just keep on showing them slide, they'll be switched off mentally. If I just keep on talking words, they'll switch off mentally. Visual people will switch off if I just keep on talking. So I create slides. For auditory people, I keep on talking. Then for feelers, I want you to participate, right? The more you participate, it is not going to help me, it is going to help you. Because the feeler also sees that, okay, other people are also participating, let me also participate. Because earlier he might be afraid that what if I go wrong? What if people make fun of me? What if I feel embarrassed? You see, so in my presentation, I've included already all these parameters so that whichever type of person that is already addressed. Why do you think so many people were so interested in yesterday's presentation? Yes, it was about NLP, new topic, money. Maybe I'm just taking the credit, but maybe my presentation style you like. Fine. But point is that why do you like it? Because some fact at some point in that you are able to relate to, depending on what kind of personality you are. Now, this was related to my FinServ and financial solutions, so I have tailor-made it a bit. Otherwise, if you come to my other masterclass, I even take more techniques, more practice, more activities, this, that, because I want the feelers also to feel involved. Are you getting it? So in your presentation, if you are able to understand beforehand, fantastic. If not, include all the elements. So whatever is or resonates with that person will be ready to buy from you. Cool. Now let us come to the last personality type and why is it so important? Why did I keep it for the last? It is a very funny and weird sounding name, audio digital or auditory digital. Why that name? Because the founders of NLP, well, in their research, they found that this person has an internal dialogue continuously going on. So if coach says that Siddharth says that so and so, so and so, so and so, this person will not take it at face value. This person will not take it at face value. This person will think, okay, so Siddharth said this. Last week in Google, I read that. And the other day, some other coach was saying this. And some magazine, I read that. Is it related to this? Is it this way? Is it that way? What is exactly happening? So there's this internal dialogue continuously going on. That's why the word audio, because audio is about words, whether it is internal or external. And why digital? Because these people are extremely logical. So they want to have a logic behind everything. They want to have a logic without which they're not happy. They're not happy with just visual, or they're not just happy with auditory, or they're just not happy with an experience. In fact, the funny thing is, when I was taking the as if technique, you know what a AD type of person would be thinking? Let it be. This technique is for other people. Let me analyze the structure behind why Siddharth is saying so and so is to be done. Let me analyze why this works and why this doesn't. Let me try to correlate it to whatever knowledge I gathered from ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever. So, a lot of times it is difficult for AD to concentrate. If I'm giving instructions in meditation, their mind is wandered off somewhere. Okay, why this instruction? Why did Siddharth use these words and why not those words? So, typically, the AD personality is such that the most pertinent question for them is why. They want to find out why, and their mind goes off behind the why. So, these are knowledge gatherers because they want the answers to why, which means they are also knowledgeable people. All good till here, right? What is the problem? It's all these are good traits. What is the problem? The problem here is that about 20% of the AD people in the world who understand all this and get in alignment are extremely ultra successful people. However, the unfortunate part is that a vast majority, which is about 80%, lead an underachiever's life. Why? Let us see. Overthinking, because these go after why and logic and so many things. So continuously a dialogue is going on. So probably the session is going forward, but this guy is stuck up somewhere and he's gone behind that. So that person is always in the overthinking mode. So typically such personalities also have a problem with overthinking. Even at night, they are restless continuously because their mind is continuously hyperactive. Logic over emotion. Sometimes, like the feeler goes with emotion, what does the logical person do? He continuously tries to analyze. So, this person, we have already seen analysis paralysis trap. A lot of times, this person will be trapped in too much analysis that they'll just be trapped and frozen and they are not able to take action. Control obsession. Another trait of AD person is that the need to be right. I know that and right. So this person wants to prove that I am right. If this person feels some, let's say, some burning sensation near the heart, he will do all sorts of research in Google University. He'll go to the doctor. And before, or rather telling the doctor that I have chest pain or a burning sensation, he'll explain all the things in technical detail. And the doctor will be like, what is this man? Am I sitting? Is this guy actually a doctor or what is he like? So rather than doctor diagnosing your problem, this guy is telling all the diagnosis and the solution also. And when the doctor says, no, no, there is no problem, you just had acid reflux, do this, then he'll be not satisfied. Then what he'll do is he'll say, this doctor is useless, no point. I'll go to another doctor, take second opinion. and there is harsh inner dialogue. Continuously, he'll keep on beating himself how over small mistakes because he has a need to be right, right? And he's disconnected from the body because his mind is so hyperactive that even things that are happening in the body, this person is not really able to catch that. And then what happens? Sometimes overeating, sometimes oversleeping, sometimes undersleeping, sometimes dehydration, all these issues this person starts facing. Type in the chat box and let me know what kind of a personality do you think you are. Your course informations, it is equal to perfectionism. 4. What is 4? Okay, AD, is it? Write in name because AD. AD. What about others? Two people are AD. AD. Sanjay is also Sanjay ji AD. Philip ji AD. AD. Disconnected with body. AD. My God, ये तो AD की सभा है. देख रहे हो? AD, 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 AD. I think only one said how to handle AD. You want to jump, no? You want to.
Most of them are
Okay.
financial advisors. So, financial advisors by default are ADs.
Yes, yes. Auditory, AD, kinesthetic. Great. So I'm going to make a joke. Don't take this to heart. I always make this joke. So you know why so many ADs and I connect? Because though by birth, by genetics, I'm a kinesthetic person. But like I told, okay, I didn't share this with you because this was a different kind of thing. But I had my fair share of emotional issues, and I have invested insane amounts of time and money and energy in getting myself out of my problems, and now coaching people. So I have learned from close to, I'll have to actually check the number, but in my estimate, it is close to 6060 coaches and mentors, though three are the most dominant out of those. And all of these people, majority of these people, and especially the dominant ones, are all AD. So by training, I'm an AD, though by birth I was kinesthetic. So एक एड़े के सभा में एड़े तो आएंगे. एक एड़े को मजा आ रहा है ज्ञान बांटने के लिए, एक एड़े को मजा आ रहा है ज्ञान सुनने के लिए. Again, like I said, don't mind. This is a joke I make always. Understood. So now, what we were talking about the presentation part, how do you appease an AD? You add logic to it. The same numbers that you are giving in graphical format for the visual person, you can give in tabular format for the AD. AD घुस जाएगा उसमें. AD will be, अच्छा, this number, that, yeah, this relates to this correlation. Okay, okay, claim ratio. Okay, how much claim ratio? This company. Okay, you give a lot of logic. Of course, all correct numbers. I am not saying that you fluff it or you bluff it, but point is that if you want to appease an AD, you talk numbers, you talk logic, you talk why this will happen, why it has happened in the past, over analysis. Good till here? Liked it? Like the topic? All AD, right? Now somebody asked how to handle AD. How to handle AD is, because see, all these, even I won't get into detail and I don't want to scare you, but AD type of personality is also prone to what is called as psychosomatic ailments. What is psychosomatic ailments? Psychos is your mind or your brain, soma is your body. A disease that originates in the mind and manifests in the body is called as psychosomatic ailments. And a research says that today, whatever diseases we see, close to 94% are psychosomatic ailments. 94%. It's a huge number. What we call as related to stress, anxiety, depression, overthinking, all these ultimately, if they are not handled well, if they're not dealt with, they could end up a high chance. 94 is a extremely high number. 94% end up in what is called as psychosomatic ailments. And out of all these four personalities, AD personality is more prone towards it because of the reasons we just saw, because you're continuously overthinking. One of the cardiologists I consulted and mentioned this. With information, logic, facts, and numbers allowed to take a call. Yeah. So you understand. So now what is the solution to AD? What did we see? What is the problem with AD? Over analysis, overthinking, not really listening to, suppose a mentor is telling him, see, that person has taken a mentor, but still the AD will not listen to that. That person has gone to the doctor, but still will not listen to the doctor. Point is, take action. However small, take action. If you find yourself getting into overthinking, if you find yourself getting in over analysis, perfection syndrome, or any of the traits that we talked about, what are you supposed to do is take one small action, imperfect action. There is no such thing as perfection, we already saw. There's only progress, there's only momentum and progress. There is no confidence at the start, it is courage. If you, whatever you're afraid of, doing that thing, even however small, is what we call as courage or bravery. Courage is at the start, and once you keep on taking action, once you gain momentum, what you get is called as confidence. Everybody of us, probably, I think I would say that close to 100% would have fell down on the bicycle when we first started to learn, right? However, what did we say? As a child, we didn't have all this analysis, but what was the fervor? What was the emotion? देखी जाएगी. I'll do it. I fell down, no problem. I'll do it again. That is courage. And once you do it, then what you get is called as confidence. Then we leave both hands and do. Then we sit on the. We can stand on the seat and do it. We can sit on the carrier and ride. All these things we have done. I think most of you would have done. I have definitely done all these things and fell down multiple times. But next time the fervor was the same. Yes, और करना है. Because we took it as an adventure. We didn't take it as, oh my God, what will happen? What if I get a bruise here? What if I get a cut there? Or what if I bang my head? We never had all those things. We showed courage, we took action with momentum. Once you keep on, like I told you, stacking up of life results, it can either be positive or negative for you. Same way here, once you are riding the bicycle many number of times, you get confidence. That is the same thing we have to do here. If you catch yourself, awareness is the first step. Second step is action, however small. Take imperfect action now. Same pace till here, all good till here. That is because we wanted to do it, yes. Same page. So by this, who is this? Samir ji, is it? So Samir, no, Sanjay ji. So Sanjay ji, by this, if you mean to say that career is forced upon you, or I don't know what is the context of this, because yes, sometimes you may feel that this is forced upon me, or I have to do it to take care of family. I understand. What is the solution? It's a very broad topic. We can't really cover in a short masterclass like this. However, in simple terms or in one word, if I were to tell you, alignment. When we are out of alignment, why do you think most people going to a job feel, why is the term Monday blues even there? Why? Because people don't want to go to the job. People don't want to go there because they're working for somebody else, and somebody else is making money. They can see the SAT or the CXO or the CEO or the board or anybody, they are making money, and this person is slogging off. How will he feel motivated? That's why Monday blues. So, what is the solution to get your life in alignment? That's why values and all these things are necessary. Once you get your life in alignment, then, in fact, if you see mine, I have been in the financial solution sector for 20 to 23 years. Half of it I was working in with insurers, and half of it I am running my own business. I've got a team of 16 people, right? So we do all entire financial solutions. Now, why did I start coaching? Yes, I had my own share of problems. However, after investing so much of money and getting better, I could have just had a great life. Why do all this trouble after working the entire day? Even for me today, why am I doing all this? Because I thoroughly love it. Yesterday, also after the technique, because my mic was not working yesterday, or rather the connection had a problem, my throat was giving so much trouble to me. I was coughing, I was having irritation in the throat. Still, I continued. On Sunday, I had a 4 hour session, which was supposed to be for 2 hours. And 90% of the people sat till the end. Why? Because I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Why did I agree to do it for the second day also? Because I thoroughly enjoy it. Because it is my alignment. So you also can get into alignment. So that is the answer. I said one word and I explained quite a bit. Okay, let us go forward. And then we'll be taking the question answers as well. So, friends, now you have two doors before you. First door is that you have all this knowledge, you have all the awareness and everything, all the concepts, all the notes, you'll be getting the recordings. So you can practice all this yourself, what is called as DIY approach. Generally speaking, it takes much more time, much more energy, much more resources, and usually the motivation depletes within 7 days to 14 days. It is seen. People give up because there is nobody to guide continuously, there is no hand holding. They go back to their usual patterns. Or the door number two before you is that let me be your guide and mentor. Like I already told you, I've been in the industry for 22 years. Actually, it is 25 years if I were to include the part-time job before, but okay, after MBA, 22 years. And I'm giving you a tried and tested system. You have seen the results in hardly 5-7 minutes. If your state could have changed, can be changed. Just imagine what after you learn everything, how much fantastic results you're going to get. And here there is no trial and error. This is all tried and tested system. Lakhs of people in the world have taken benefit. I personally have taken benefit, and hundreds of my students have taken benefit of this system. You can see the reviews also later. So here I am offering you applied NLP bootcamp. So let me give you a little bit of details about this bootcamp so that I'm going to tell you this is a self-coaching tool, because if you come to my one-to-one or if you go abroad, like I already told yesterday, whoever there, NLP typically the cost abroad is in the range of 3,000 to 5,000 US dollars. That is 2, 3, 4 lakh rupees, and that is expensive. Not everybody can really take benefit from that. That's why my mission for you is that I'm making it very, very simplified, no technical jargon, no some mumbo jumbo kind of stuff, and very, very economical for you. Let us see what benefits you're going to get. So this bootcamp that I offered to you will be 4 days live, same way, Zoom, and there'll be 4 weeks mentoring session, one session per week, 4 weekly mentoring sessions. Let me tell you who this is for. If you're overthinking, if you're constantly worrying about the future, if you have sleepless nights, if you're tired all the time, even after getting up, you have unhealthy habits, you have attention deficit, your earning is low, your money doesn't stay with you, this workshop is definitely for you. If you want to break your limiting beliefs, which I already told you, the number two factor limiting you, or emotional or physical issues continuously propping up, the thing about psychosomatic ailments, or failure circuits. You try something, you do something, but then fail all the time. Knowing not doing trap or perfection syndrome, and or you want to master your emotions, or you want to simply lead a life of inner calm, peace, abundance, and freedom. This is definitely for you. If you're looking for a quick fix, I'm sorry to say, but this is not the one for you. I am not the right mentor for you. I don't have any jadoo ki chadi. I don't have any taweez that I'll give you and suddenly your life will change. I'm going to teach you a system. I'm going to handhold you, but application, implementation, you will have to do. Simple techniques I'll give you, same way, 5-10 minutes, and you can practice at home. If you're not serious about your personal or professional goals, this workshop is not for you. If you're looking for a high value solution at no cost, then this is definitely not for you. I'll give it to you in an economical fashion, but obviously not free of cost. If you're lazy and not coachable, not open to coaching, this bootcamp is definitely not for you. Please do not waste your time, money, and energy with me. Let me go forward. Let me give you the structure here. So this bootcamp is, like I told you, 4 days live, 4 weekly power mentoring sessions, 3 assessments I'm going to take you through, and I'm going to give you certain lifetime bonuses as well, which will always be with you. The dates of this bootcamp are 14, 15, 16, 17 August. It's a long weekend, so you can utilize that to change your life for the better. The bright future that is in hold for you, you can actually grasp it with both your hands by utilizing this time. Weekly mentoring sessions will be on 20th and 27th of August and 3rd and 10th of September, which is a Wednesday. Sessions are these mentoring sessions are on Wednesday. Now, let me tell you in brief what all the areas we are going to handle here. Inner life, like I told you, one of the most important, because this is our head office. And once we take care of this, everything changes. Whatever is inside, that is outside. Master your mood and energy by mastering your resourceful states. Handle your inner critic or negative voices. I just give you a simple technique of triple A. Here I am going to give you much advanced techniques. I'm actually going to take you through that so that once and for all, you know how to handle your critique. Totally eliminate your stress, anxiety, fear. overcome your worry and overthinking, and 4-step deep belief clearing technique. The wrong beliefs, the limiting beliefs that I was telling you, you'll know how to completely handle it once and for all in life, and all this stays with you for life. In inner world, how to create your worthiness. We were talking about the self-image and the identity part. High self-esteem by empowering self-image. Discover your purpose, the alignment part that I was telling you about. Core values to design a life of meaning and purpose, which I find in coaching. Totally eliminate emotional trauma, hurt, guilt, grief, negatively charged failure events. Whatever negative events of your past, they're going to go off from your memory. Either they'll be disempowered or they'll be deleted completely. So they'll stop having any control over you. Achieve calmness and composure in the face of challenging life situations or difficult people. This is also extremely important. Financial life, vitamin M again. Activate your money blueprint to become a wealth magnet. Eliminate the top 6 money blockages that any person could have. Install subconscious patterns of abundance, 6-step money management system, and 6 subconscious laws of money. In health, you're going to learn how to activate the healing power, innate healing power that God Almighty has given us. However, we ourselves have disturbed it at some point in time. Get rid of your pain, physical pain, also by using pattern break technique. How to eliminate patterns of illness and install patterns of wellness. How to shut down the F3 mode, which I already told you about: fight, flight, and freeze. Business and career. This is going to help in your career as well by installing high performance habits and patterns of excellence. Mastering hyper focus states, because it is said that the common term that we use is attention span of a starfish. That is typically what has happened today. It is just 2.6 seconds, and human beings is now even lesser than that. You are scrolling Insta reels continuously. You are not able to focus on one thing. So this is going to help you, even your kids who are studying. Shifting to higher frequencies in work life and getting out of victimhood and hopelessness. The 7-step micro goal achieving method. See, people talk about smart goals, and if you write down 93% people achieve all gyan, very nice. How many people are able to do it? Very less. Otherwise, all of us would be, not all of us means here, but in the world, everybody would be achieving their goals. It doesn't work that way. So this is based on neurology. So I'm going to give you a simple method. You use that method, and there are 93+% chances that you will achieve your goal. I think that's a fair percentage. Self-discovery and unleash your higher self. I'll be taking you through something called as PIP assessment, which is the psychology of motivation, and you would know that what motivates you, what are you supposed to do, and you could probably guess it about your client as well, which will enhance your pitch and the chances and the probability of getting a big deal, big sale. VAKAD, we talked about personality, so we'll exactly do the assessment and find out your personality type. So right now I just gave you few hints. And value elicitation. See, values, my friends, are like a compass. Like you have the magnetic compass which shows north. Same way, your values will always show you what is right for you. The more and more you're in alignment with your values, the better and fulfilled you'll feel. And of course, the success will also show in your life. Some of the benefits that my students have reported, these are for wellness. Insomnia, they have had great, fantastic results. Anxiety, depression, stress, asthma, psoriasis. Psoriasis is बालों का झड़ना या bald spots. Arthritis, pain, even otherwise, if you see activated healing, diabetes, addictions, clarity in life, eliminate hopelessness, and much, much more. Regarding wealth, again, our favorite topic, they've had numerous business opportunities come up, promotions and raises have come up in their life. They're able to get a new career or a new job if they were looking for it. Significant increase in sales and revenue, much more fulfillment from inside, purpose discovering. What I was telling you about, people don't find meaning when they go to a job on a Monday. That's why there's constant feeling of emptiness from inside. Here you will be able to discover your purpose, increase sense of happiness, and unlocking your money flow. 4 weeks mentoring session. Let me give you a fair idea what this is. VAKAD assessment, I already told you. Personality assessment that we are going to take, and focus mastery. I'm going to take an entire session on how to focus, what are the factors, what should you do, what should you avoid, all these things. Habit mastery. Like I think I told yesterday that typically what we see is we see the behavior and we say this is wrong, your habits are wrong. But habit is not only made of behavior, it is made up of three things. It's called a habit loop. I'm going to teach you what it is and how to change it for your better. And like Swami Vivekananda has said, that man is a creature of habits. You make the habits and then the habits make you. In this context, it is not man or woman. Man means a human being, as said by Swami Vivekananda. Money magnetism. Again, we keep coming back to our favorite topic, money magnetism. So, what is to be done and how to attract more money in your life? This is not law of attraction. Somebody asked yesterday, so I'm just clarifying. This is different, but however, yes, it has some correlation to law of attraction. Sleep mastery. In today's day, the unfortunate reality is that people take pride that I only sleep for 4 hours and I am still surviving. I only sleep for 3 hours. It is not a good sign. It is going to damage your brain, dementia, and so many other negative things happen because of this. There's a certain way to sleep. There's a certain things you need to do so that you can have a fantastic sleep. In during sleep, you not only get just rest, your memory is reorganizing, your body is throwing out toxins, your mind is reorganizing, this throwing out toxins from the mind. So many positive things, repairing and healing processes happening during sleep. Sleep is extremely critical. It is one of the free things given by God Almighty, like sunlight, like water, like it is sleep, like walking, all these things which are extremely critical for us. So sleep mastery I'm going to take you through.